Welcome to my first ever Tekken 7 tutorial from my favorite character, or the better for my favorite character, Yoshimitsu. I played this character for around 2.5 years since I started playing Tekken. This always was my main character and I spent a lot of time in practice mode finding the most gimmicky ways to annoy your opponent and make them think that this game sucks. To introduce myself, I am 24 years old, I live in Germany and I most likely playing online. I have some friends that I play offline a lot, but I wouldn't say that I'm an average online player. I'm not gonna say anything more, that's all, but I know a lot of stuff about this character and I'm today here to show you in a short fashion what is important about this character. So let's start. First, the general playstyle. There are, in my opinion, two playstyles that you can utilize tools to play this character. First is keep out Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu has a very good set of punishers that have very good range. For example, back to 2, which can punish nearly anything. That is minus 14. His new down forward 2-1, also a very good 13 frame punisher with very good range. He has down 4-4, and for launching he has his 17 frame launcher. Yeah, as you can see now, he has very good punishers for long range. And he has a lot of tools for long range to be kind of poke. And the second one, the most used one, I think, is Party Yoshimitsu. That's what I call it. It's just a way to gimmick your opponent out and just make them think that everything they know about Tekken is wrong. That's the way I play him. To be fair, sometimes you need keep out Yoshi, but most likely you want to be in their face, annoying the fuck out of them, and just use all his moves together and try to convince your opponent that they cannot read you and then go party ham on them. So let's get started. First with the punishers, then with the stances and with the useful moves. And then I think I will note some wall game. This tutorial is more likely for people who never played Yoshimitsu or have like a beginner knowledge. I will make a more in-depth tutorial later, but for the start I think this will be enough to kind of understand how you use this character. So first things first, 10 frame punish when you're standing is, in my opinion, the best one is 1-1 now. 1-1 got changed, from Tekken Tag 2. In Tekken Tag 2 it was 0 on hit. Now it is actually +4 and it leaves the opponent in crouch. So you have very good mix-up tools like down 4-4 or forward 1+2 or a throw. Everything you want is possible from this kind of frame advantage. Just be careful if they backdash. He also has 2-2, which is less damage, +5, so 1 frame more, and he has 2 down 3, which actually leaves you in full crouch, and it is -1 on hit. But a lot of people don't know that, so you can mix them up from his very strong full crouch game. For 11 frames he has nothing. For 12 frames he has actually just standing 3, which is 15 damage, or down 4-4. As you can clearly see by looking, 3 is a piece of garbage, and down 4-4 is pretty useful to punish mid get up kicks or things that a jab wouldn't reach. Otherwise, If it does reach, just use the jab, the 10 frame jab punish to punish your opponent and take the frames, because this only does 15 damage and gives you +4, and this is better in any regard. Then we go to 13 frame, to a new Punisher that I'm very excited about, down for 1-2. 32 damage with a plus 13 frame advantage, which is sick. This is like, it doesn't get any better from here, believe me, only if you can launch him. So afterwards you can do whatever you want. You have ton of tools that you can use to utilize these frames to your advantage. At 14 frames he has my favorite Punisher from Tekken Tag 2, back to 2, like I showed you. The range is crazy. You can punish Jacks down for 2, you can punish high Hachis for 4-2. These moves punish them all. If it is -14 in 90% of the times, you will hit with this. You get the knockdown, where you can try to utilize your full crouch mix-ups, or you can dash up and do crouch dash 1 like I like to do, if I'm not making a tutorial and like this, and or just use forward 1+2 to pressure the opponent when they get up. For 15 frames, like most other characters, Yoshimitsu gets his launch with his new and old down for 2 with 13 damage, and he gets a combo around 50 damage. Yeah, like that, and you can make a last hit. So it's not bad, but to note that his hop kick is also 15 frames and it makes more damage, 15, and you can make the exact same combo here. If you're not doing a tutorial, I guess, like that, and then you get a little bit more damage, but this hop kick up for 3 has not so much range than his down for 2. So keep that in mind. If you want to punish something with a little bit of pushback, you should use this. I personally stick with this. I only use this for punishment. For 16 frames he has nothing to mention, but for 17 frames before we stop, he has his crouch dash 1. So this move is very important if you want to punish things like blazing kick, or things like, how is it called? Blazing and dead fist from Paul. But you have to be very sharp with it. I would say online it's okay, but in a tournament I wouldn't try to I wouldn't attempt to use this. I would just stick with the 2-2. So as you can see, of course, you get the combo with Kicho 4. So you press after this 1+2 and 4 to get your combo. Yeah, that's it with his important standing punishers. Now we go to the wild standing punishment, which is wild standing down for 2 is his dig jab, or down 2. It is 10 frames like every other dig jab, and it is important to punish things like 4-4-4 from Brian, which I never do and I should start doing, and I think some other moves that are -10. Well, and to note, it has actually pretty good range for a dig jab, I think. Yeah, it's okay. For 11 frames he has his wild standing 4, which gives +5. It's not bad, it is mid, it has some range, but not the craziest range in the world, as you can see. It is a normal down for 4 punish, nothing special, not good damage, and it is sidesteppable like every other wild standing 4, so yeah, to be sharp. If it is a punish, just use it. That's it. 12 and 13 frames? No, not just 12 frames, he has nothing. Yeah, he has nothing. But from 13 to 14 frames he gets wild standing 1-1. So wild standing 1-1 is the door knocker, a very famous move, and the first 2 are natural combo. Although the last 2 hits, it has 4 hits, are not natural combo. So if you hit them, they can block it. And they're all high, so on block you should be very careful, except for the last one, when you do them. Versus the good opponent, they can duck it and launch you. So I would not recommend doing that. Although, I can note that after the second one, you can press back 3 and spin out of it. Like that. If they try to launch you, they will get screwed. Their launch will not hit and you're gonna stay there, do this, and they think, what the hell just happened? It is good for evading launching attempts after this move. If you hit the last one, although, it is +4 on block, and afterwards it is a very good tool to do this if they want to step, or this quick move if they want to retaliate. For 15 frames, he now has a very nice launcher with 2-1. It keeps you in Dragonfly, as you saw there, so you have to press 2, 2 and 4 to make a combo, and then your enders, which I will explain later. It is 15 frames fast. If you do it on block, they will jab you and they get a full combo because you're airborne. But it has good range, very good range in my opinion. Don't invite me please when I do a tutorial, thank you. It has very good range, and it is mid startup, so mid move, 27 damage, very good. I don't know why, but you can also use hop kick for 15 frames, but to be fair, this one is better in any direction that you can go in this game, so please just use this. For 16 frames, if there is a punish that you need for long range, you have 3-2. 3-2 is a mid, 32 damage, gives a knockdown, and is good for punishing everything that has a lot of pushback. I cannot remember a load that has so much pushback, but I used that for punishing capos before, because they were hard to punish when to block the sweep, and that's why I used that, but now you don't need it. The knockdown is pretty favorable for you because they're right in your face, so you can apply your Oki mix-ups and yeah, go ham on them. For 17 frames, although, that is not actually while standing punisher for 17 or 18 frames, but you can still use it. If you block a load that has a lot of pushback and it is -18 or it staggers, you can use from full crouch 4-4-4. His Fuqq knee, a mid launcher, which makes 20 damage, and it will launch, it doesn't matter where they are, like if range wise. Your combo with back turn 2 and then your normal down for 1, back 2, and I will explain the rest later because I forgot the notation. So that's all his punishers. Now we're gonna go quickly, and I say quickly, about the stances and only the best moves and what you're gonna do about it. So his stances are Kicho. Kicho is 1+2, and when you press nothing, he will just stop there, and if you press forward, he will dash forward. That doesn't crush, and you cannot block in all of his stances. Kicho is a very aggressive stance, and you have access to a good low with 3 that knocks down but is launch punishable. You have 2, which is a very well tracking 12 frame fast counter hit tool, and it gives a very strong counter hit combo. One of his, I think it's his strongest launcher, and you have this 12 to 13 frame mid with 1+2, which gives a knockdown and a guaranteed back turn down 1. And also, it is safe on block. You can just turn around, or you can just do this to create space, and they cannot punish you for it. Although, if you do this, and they have a long range mid, they can do that. Kicho is a very aggressive stance, and you should only use it if you really want to force your opponent to eat damage. Up for 1+2 is Dragonfly. It low crushes the entire time, and the best transition to it is 3 until the 4 tsunami kicks. On hit, you're +5, and you can utilize your mix-ups from here. The best moves from this stance is 2, a high safe launch, that it is only -3 on block, so you can just do it twice if you want. And of course, the infamous 3+4 grab, which cannot be broken. But both these moves are high, so you need your mid 4, which is safe, gives you a spin, but leaves the opponent too far to really utilize your plus frames. Also to note, this mid, so this 4, wall splats if you're close to the wall. This is mostly used after this or at the wall. Then you have meditation. maybe the most famous stance from all, because you can actually teleport when your opponent is close by pressing forward or back. From this stance he has a new tool. You can press 4 and get his full crouch sweep, which is great, of course. But if I'm not stupid enough, they actually took away... Yeah, they took something away. It doesn't matter. And for a mid option, you have 3, which has a lot of range, gives a very nice knockdown, where you can use your full crouch mix-up afterwards. And it has an extension with 3, 4. What? 3, 4, yes. 3, and then you have to press 4 until the 3 for this root kick. So 4 and then very fast 3 afterwards for this root kick to land. This stance also gives you new health. Every time he does this noise, you get new health from that, and it is very useful late game when you don't have so much left and you have to think about how much hits you can take and survive. Next stance is down 1+2 flare. This stance is crazy, as you can see, because now you can walk backwards and forward, and it has the craziest move in the whole game, in my opinion, up forward. Just up forward, and you jump with your sword for 21 damage, and it is unblockable and you are very hard to hit. It is mostly for trolling, but this move is very fun to use. And also you have your root kick with 4 until the 3, which gives a good chunky combo like that. Delayed hop kick, and if you're not doing a tutorial, I think you can just do this and this. So it gives a very good combo. It crushes mids and highs, and it is mid and only -12. And you have a low with 2, which has crazy range. I mean, really crazy. You can do it from right here. No, even from here. No, it has crazy range, and if you whiff it or they block it, they cannot pick you up. They have to give you a grounded hit, because otherwise nothing will change. And you get a guaranteed free. It's a good move, just use it. Guaranteed wake up free. Very good move in my opinion. Then you have just 3+4 meditation, which also heals you, gives you new energy points to survive more attacks, and it only has one move in it that comes actually from the stance. It is 3. So it is a backflip mid, where you get a guaranteed down 1 when it hits, and when it's blocked it is safe and you can turn around and nothing happens. Quick to note though that with this stance what I like to do is this. You can just hold back and block, and then you move like you're dancing. Or you can just press down back and you're sidestepping. And there's even a way to backdash with that, like that, but I will show it later in another guide. Then we have a, I wouldn't call it a stance really, but when you hit down back 1+2, you get in the what I call bad breath stance. From here you have 2 options. 3 is a mid tool that only hits them if they try to hit you, so it has to be a counter hit to any damage. But it is very good if you have the life lead, you have more health than your opponent, and there is only 5 seconds or 7 seconds. You just do this and do this, and when they run to you, you just do this, up for 1+2, and fly over them. And you can do down back 1+2, 1+2. That is bad breath, an unblockable high launcher for 26 damage or 25. Unblockable. It has not so much good range, and good players or players who know Yoshimitsu will always duck because there's no mix-up. But when you knock them down, for instance, and they don't see it coming, then they can oftentimes get hit by this and be, what the fuck just happened? I will try to give you a visual aid. I cannot, but you can do it. I know it. Is there any? Yeah. The last thing that I would call a stance really is his back turn. His back turn is unique because he can actually do moves that he can do when he's normal standing in the other direction. Which I think is not wanted, but they didn't change it, so I think it's not a bug, it's real. The moves that you can do are very limited in his usage, but of course you can try to evade attacks with down back 2 immediately after you did this on block or hit. Or you can do, the better thing to do is back 3 or back 4, the spins. If you immediately press them, you will see evading enemy attacks and get yourself a free launching attempt while taking only a small amount of life from yourself. Otherwise, there are very gimmicky things that you can actually do with this. If I'm, like this. But I will mention them later because they're very useless, to be fair. From normal back turn attacks that are meant to be back turn attacks, the most favorable one is down 1. Down 1, not down 4. Now I start struggling. So it's down 1. Most people will recognize this move, so a lot of people will start ducking when you're back turn to them. That's when your back turn 3 comes to play. But wait a second. When you hit with down 1 on back turn, you add +4 and your full crouch, so you can utilize your tools from full crouch to mix your opponent up afterwards. The mix up to that, like I said, is 3. A jump attack that is mid, safe, and when it hits, you get a guaranteed free down 1. So you get your down 1 anyway. It is weak to sidestep though, so please be careful when your enemy is blocked the move that gets you to back turn and sidesteps you. You're gonna get very bad screwed, my friends. Screwed very bad. Last thing to note, if they try to jab you, you can do down 3 or down 4 to high crush them and continue your offense. But I wouldn't recommend doing that, to be fair. At the wall, although, you have 1-2, which is 10 frames fast, 34 damage. Not a natural combo, as far as I know. I will try that out, to be fair. Block everything. And let's see. Oh shit. So see, not a natural combo. But if it hits, it gives you a double overstun on counter hit, which is easy broken. But the second hit is mid and it is -5, so you can just turn around and nothing happened. You're not gonna get hit. Everything is good. Second thing, which is important for a wall game, is that 1-3, the kick on counter hit, gives you a very beefy wall stun. So at the wall, this move has a very good usage. Keep in mind though, if it is not counter hit, they can duck the second hit of 1-3 and you're gonna get launched. So please be careful. Although if they just block it, this move is completely safe. Now that we covered all his stances, I want to go to his useful moves, in my opinion. The useful moves, the first one, in my opinion, is forward 1+2. It is a mid, 20 frames slow mid, which has great range. When you hit the opponent in the air, it flips them over like that for a good Oki situation. And it tracks completely to his left. Okay, not completely anymore, they can sidewalk it, but for instance, if a down forward 1 gets blocked and you do this and they sidestep, you will hit them. So it has pretty good range. Next move is down 4-4, which is a very, very fast mid. I mentioned that in the punishment section. 12 frames fast mid, which has slightly tracking to his right, and it's just gorgeous. If you want to keep your opponent out, just do it. It's a mid, it's +4 on hit, on block it's -5, so you can still sidestep, you can still backdash and whiff punish. It's a very good mid for keep out, it's a very good mid when you're on plus and you're not sure what your opponent is going to do, and it is very hard to punish on whiff because it recovers very fast. So just do it. Next move I wanted to talk about is, of course, one of my favorite moves, fuqq, forward forward 4. Forward forward 4 is a mid launcher that gives 20 damage and a combo, as you can see, with back turn 2 and your normal combo. Now, unfortunately, you have to take a mix-up afterwards. It is -6 to -7 or 8. And the problem with that is, when you turn around like this, jabs are guaranteed. They can just jab you like that, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you do this, you will evade the jabs, but they can give you a fast to 13 frame mid, like something like this. It will hit you. So you have to take a mix-up afterwards, if they know it. So to speak, you can still do this and implement another mix-up. If they do one of this which doesn't track, you're just gonna do this and launch them with back turn, back free, but you have to press it immediately, like I said. Another of my most used move actually is crouch dash 1. Crouch dash 1 is his best launcher in my opinion, because it covers a whole lot of ground, like for fuqq, 20 damage combo, and you can combo with 1+2 Kitcho and then with 1+2 to go into Kitcho and then 4 to make the tail spin. Which makes the move great because on max range it is safe and it is mid and it is just good. But please keep in mind, usually it is launch punishable. So if you do it like this in front of your opponent and he blocks it, they can launch you. Even if you go into Kitcho, even though Kitcho, when you do Kitcho, it is only -6 to 7. But in Kitcho you cannot block, and the fastest move is this. And it will still hit you. Although I saw people doing this on block and then doing this. And when they immediately retaliate for a down for 2, this move, back 1+2 down blockable, can crush it and punish the enemy. But do it on your own risk. I will not take any grant for that. So, next move that is very useful in my opinion is, of course, down back 4. Not of course. Yoshimitsu has one big weakness. All his lows are very risky. He has not the best lows, but he has some lows that are useful. For instance, at the wall, you can use down for 2, 1+2. Down for 1+2, 1+2. That's how I do the move. It is 30 damage, but it has no tracking. It is both hits are launch punishable. I think it is +2 on hit, so not a lot. There's not a lot you can do, and in the open it is pretty crazy to do in my opinion. Then you have down 4 and down 3 generic lows. Down 3 is useful in that regard. Then it is his fastest high crush. The fastest high crush that you have. So you can crush things like jabs or, yeah, most likely jabs or other moves that are high. But the problem is it is -4 on hit. So it actually, if you hit it, your offense is over. Even though you're in full crouch. And this one has good range, but it is -6, and both of them, this and this, are launch punishable. -18. So, then you have this, of course, that I will mention later, and you have this. But this low is the only low that is not launch punishable. It doesn't high crush, it doesn't give you plus frames, it is actually -2 on hit, but it is only -12, so you can do it and not risking to get launched when it's blocked. And at the wall, if they try to retaliate, you use flash and make them sad again. So, in my opinion, this is the safest low. Otherwise, at the wall, you can abuse down back 3, which is a move, double low, which are natural combo, 16 damage, and it leaves you at -1. But you can do 4, which is the wild standing 4, and it will beat the retaliation. You can also do more spins, but they are all launch punishable, and at the end will just fall to the ground. And they can be low parried on block. So if they block the first 2, they can low parry the third one. so they're not very good. The only good thing about it though is that this mid wall splats. So at the wall you can really mess someone up by doing that, and then they think you're gonna do another one, or you're gonna stay this, and then you do the mid and wall splat them. So at the wall, this low is very useful in my opinion. Another useful move is back one. Back one is a high, a very fast spin, as you can see. It has good range for what it is, and it is +1 on block and +7 on hit. +7 on hit means that there's literally nothing they can do. You can grab them, they cannot sidestep, you can do whatever you want actually. And on block, this is his only move that it is fast and it is plus on block. So you can actually use that to pressure your opponent to do something like this and jabs afterwards, or 2-3, which is a 10 hit counter hit wall splat move. If you do this, they block it, and then you do 2-3 for very damaging wall splat if they try to jab you or something. And also, you can go immediately in your down back 3 strings from this spin, and you can do back 3 to spin out of it to avoid any kind of retaliation. So it is better than a lot of people give it credit for. Although to mention that only the first 3 hits are natural combo, afterwards they can block it, but if you hit 2 of those, you're actually +4 on block. But they can duck it, and you're still +7 on hit. So if they block 2 of those, you're +4, which is crazy. But it doesn't jail. After the second one, they can just duck you and launch you, and you're gonna cry. So then I think that's the most important moves that I use. Now I'm gonna show you some launchers that I use, and of course, last but not least, I will show you the best poke from him now. The best 2 pokes. The best 2 pokes is down for 1 series. His new extension, which is +13 on block, is crazy. It's not a natural combo though, which is kind of sad, but wait, isn't it a natural combo? No, it's not a natural combo, but it doesn't matter. It's good. It's my new favorite poke, to be fair. And you still have this as a true combo. So this series is great because this gives you a screw and +13 if they press anything. And if they counter hit it, of course, and press an attack, you will launch them. And if they didn't press an attack, you get +13 frames. But it is high, so they can duck it. But you have your mix-up with this. This is mid-mid, down for 1, down 4. Or just 4? No, down for 1, 4. But it's -13, so be careful. You can get heavily jab punished, like when they have a good 12 frame jab punish. It will hurt, so be careful with that mix-up. And now my favorite poke from this character, or useful moves, is 3 until the 4. His tsunami kicks. His tsunami kicks are mid-mid, they're +7 on block, they're -5, +7 on hit, I mean, and -5 on block. So you can sidestep afterwards, you can backdash afterwards, and you can transition into Dragonfly by holding up. And utilize your tools that I showed you before from this stance. And on plus frames, when you hit this, your mix-ups are completely free. This move also has great range, as you can see, and it has some tracking. And when you see that you got sidewalked, you just hold up to avoid a big punish, like a sidestep launcher, because you're airborne. They can jab you out of it, of course, but it will not give you that high damage that complete launch would give you. So now we go to his full crouch game, of course, his best tools overall. His full crouch game is Yoshimitsu's strongest side. So you have down for 4, which is a 17 frame fast sweep that gives you +5 and leaves you on crouch, so you can do a wild standing 4 and they cannot avoid it by any way. And of course the legendary sword sweep. Down, a full crouch down forward 1. This one is a low sweep launcher that is unblockable, gives you a full combo like that, and tracks to both sides. It used to be the best tech trap in the game, in my opinion, but now with the nerfed Oki, you have to be careful how you use it and really make some setups to utilize it. Although to mention, it has no range, so if your opponent is good at backdashing, you should be very cautious when to use it and when not to use it, because you're gonna get heavily punished. But overall, his full crouch game is the best thing about Yoshimitsu. You have a low sweep, that heals, I forgot to mention, a complete counter hit combo. And you have this sword sweep, and the sweep has good range too. But if it gets blocked, you're gonna get launched because it staggers like that. You have to be careful, sometimes mix it up with a 4-4-4 or any kind of mid launcher to pressure your opponent. Then of course we had this and this, and we had for Bukini. Now we're gonna get to the counter hit launcher that I think are very, very important, and one last normal launcher. The last normal launch is Roo Kick, 4 until the 3. It is very slow, 13 frame mid, but it crushes highs and mids. In my opinion, if your opponent press any button, he's gonna get launched for a very heavy hitting combo. And it is only -12. It is a Matterhorn that is only -12. You have to think about that, which is crazy. And then in my opinion, one of the best changes for Yoshimitsu with this move is Sidestep 1. So they buffed Sidestep 1, it is safe now. It is a mid counter hit launcher that is crazy good. 25 damage. On block it is -7 to 8, so you have to hold back on block. But on hit it's +2, and it has sick range for a counter hit launcher. It is very good. The problem is it comes out of a sidestep, so your opponent knows what to expect. But it is very, very good, and you should use it as often as you can. And the last two counter hit launchers are 4-4-3, which is -1 on hit, but you can immediately transition into Kitsu by pressing 1+2, and then you're actually at +1. It has not so good tracking, and on block it's, I think, on hit I think it's +1, and on block it's -5 actually. But I could be wrong with that. I don't use that move too often. It is very slow and doesn't track in any direction. But it is a very good transition to Kitsu by pressing 1+2. And then on hit, of course, you have your tools to utilize. And on counter hit, this move gives a very damaging, I think the most damaging combo. Wait a second, how do you do the combo? Sidestep? So you do it like this, just do this combo, and I will explain you later how it goes. And the last counter hit launcher is Sidestep 4. Another good tool to go into Kitsu. It's a high homing move that is 0 on block, and on hit, on counter it gives a combo, and on hit it's +3. And you can transition with pressing 1+2 to Kitsu. And when you do that, it is actually +3 on block. And if you press 3+4, you go into meditation, but then it is -3. So you should use Kitsu every time you can and pressure your opponent at the wall with this all day. Also, to mention, it is a screw move like you saw before, so you can actually screw with it, but only in combos where they get knocked out very high, as you can see. And he has a new move, I should mention that, Crouch Dash 2, which is also a counter hit launcher. It's mid, it's 14 frames fast, it has good range, it gives +8 I think on hit, or +6. And the reason why you use that is because it is a counter hit launcher. It gives an instant screw. And it's minus 14 though, but because of the range, not everyone can punish it. So it's a good move to use to keep your opponent out or heal a big damaging counter hit combo. So now I'm gonna briefly explain his wall game. His wall game is just if you end a combo at the wall, you should end it with, in my opinion, you should end it just with this, so you get your free mix-up, then go into full crouch, and yeah, just there is no way to go to avoid a sword sweep or a sweep that is +5 on hit. So you should just pummeling him with pokes from full, like with your full crown mix-up, and just with your normal pokes to keep him at the wall, and abuse things like sidestep 4 into Kitcho, up 3+4, a mid launcher that is +3 on block but very linear, which doesn't matter really at the wall when they get up, so you should just use it. You can use his unblockable up back 1+2, which is very fast, and what is even better, if you knock them down like this and you do this and press 1? I think 1? It was 1? Yeah, 1. You can cancel it in the sword spin, and you can cancel that with holding, pressing back to make a very good tag cancel that is not avoidable and gives free damage for you at the wall. My favorite thing to do at the wall, to be fair. Yeah, now I will start to show you examples from combos, and his variety is not that huge, so in my opinion, after a launch like this, or like hop kick, you should just do 4-3 or crouch dash 2, and 4-3 does more damage, so you should do 4-3, dash, down for 1, if I can do it, 2, and back, 2-1, into 1+2 Kitcho, into 4-2. It looks like this when you don't split it like I did, and you're not completely retarded when doing a tutorial. And it is not hard at all if you're not a retard like me. His normal damage is between 55 and 59. And your formula is, after a launch you want to quickly bound them as fast as possible, and afterwards you have 5 hits. So every time you do dash, down for 1, man, why the fuck am I fucking that up? And you can choose between your 2 hit moves to finish the combo. If you want damage, you every time to do back 2, 1, 1+2, 4-2. If you want carry, you're gonna do down 2, 2, delayed 1. That has more wall combo carry. If you want to have a floor break however, you're gonna do dash down for 1, dash down for 1, which isn't hard at all, down 2, 2, down 1. And you end your combo like this, to break the floor and continue your combo. Other combo options are 3, down 2, 1, like this, and then do your 3-hit combo, but it does less damage, but is useful for combos like this, or for flash, which I'm not sure if I can show you if he doesn't attack me. Yeah, I can. Flash, or this is better to use down to 1 for the combo. If you hit with root kick, you make a delayed hop kick, so you press up for 4 as long as possible, and then you hit it, and then you just do down to 1 and extend your combo like you should usually do. Now I show you the wall ender, and then I think we're finished. The wall ender is up forward 3+4, back 1, 4. So like this. All 3 hits are gonna hit. I'm gonna show you that. Like that. And it is the best damaging option. However, if you want to have some Oki, afterwards, or you want to have some mix-ups, you can do down back 3-3 series and stay in full crouch to mix them up with your full crouch game when they wake up. Something that I like to do is finishing my combos with tsunami kicks, 3 until the 4, and stay in the Dragonfly stance to mix them up between 3, the grab, and 4, which wall splats. That's all the combos and the general overview of this character. This character is a very, very mix-up heavy character and a very gimmicky character. And this was the first little tutorial. I will do a more in-depth tutorial where I explain everything. But that was just if you want to play this character, if you want to pick him up. He is a lot of fun. And now you think this tutorial is gonna end, but a lot of people who know that think, wait, did he forgot the best move Yoshi has? And now I just kept it for the people who actually watched this tutorial to the last second and explain them the best move Yoshi has is Flash. 1+4, the fastest move, when I remember correctly in this game, it is 6 frames fast and the counter hits launcher. That means that Yoshi is immune to every kind of poking heavy tactic, mashing heavy tactic, if you can read your opponent. This move drives people crazy. This move is the best move that this character has, by far. Although, I have to mention that this move is launch punishable, so if they read it, they can actually launch you. I got launched twice in my entire life for doing that. Otherwise, no one is doing anything. This move is perfect to set up by attacks that are actually safe, but when they try to retaliate, because they think you are at -3, -4, -2 or -5, you just mash flash out and bait them, and when they try to attack you, you're gonna get a full combo. I will show you that, if I can. With down 2, 1, and then you have your screw and you do your normal combo that I show you, dash down for 1, and so ever, like I showed you. This move is the reason why everyone picks this character, this move and sword sweep. I hope this tutorial helps you to understand this character. I wanted to keep it as short as possible, but I still almost took 50 minutes. That's where you can see how difficult this character is and how much stuff you have to know. But if you're really creative in the way how you want to use characters and how to utilize useless seeming tools, then you have the right character in front of you. I hope that helped beginner players and maybe almost the mediocre players to maybe pick something up. And in the future I'm planning, or I already have finished, a very advanced tutorial, but it was around 5 hours long, so I started uploading this one first. So everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope you can leave a comment or a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I hope to see you in the future, and have a great day.